Hi everyone, welcome to a short introduction on how to use ASANA if you're a member of a committee. I'm just going to run you through quickly just a few of the easy ways to get started with ASANA to make your committees function well, and just really it should be an easy tool for you to use, and you can obviously use it as little or as much as you like. So firstly, how is it actually structured? So firstly, ASANA is broken down. If there's an organisation at the top level, which is for all of Mother's Day Classic Foundation, and we use this as a tool internally. And those people with access to everything obviously have a womenandsuper.com email address. Be invited to the committee team. And by default, chairs will be able to see all committees, and if you're a committee member, you'll be able to see those committee members that you are actually part of. Again, this is mainly done for simplicity and for ease of use by everyone. Next is where you'll mainly work, as that is in your project. And the project organises your work into a list of tasks. Each committee has its own project, and this includes all national subcommittees as well. And at the final level is the tasks, which can be the to-dos, requests for things to be done, reminders, or just general ideas of work within your committee. So the first thing you'll do is create tasks. So tasks should always start with a verb. And why that? Because you want to get into action. So to see something saying, just for instance here, create tasks, you instantly know what you're sort of doing. If I just wrote tasks, it could be a little bit vague in terms of what you actually need to do. So always put a verb at the beginning. And the easy way to do it is you can either click on this top button up the top here and then go add task, or alternatively, if I'm actually in my project, I could just hit enter and start typing away on a new task. So create a new task, and it's as simple as that. Now, as far as when you create a task, there's just a couple of things you just want to keep in mind. That every time you create a task, it will be allocated to your project. So the easy way to ensure you do that is to do it like I did just then, and just enter it from within the actual project itself. Because it automatically it's added into the project called ASANA for Committees, which you can actually see, and it's there straight away. If you did it through the other means, it'll actually ask you to add it to a project, but it won't force you to. But please do put in a project each time, and that project would generally be your committee name. The next thing to keep in mind in terms of then creating tasks is obviously to make sure you assign it to somebody. A task is no good unless it's actually being given to someone here. So I'm just going to assign this here. I'm going to give this one to Winston to do. And the next thing you need to note, and we say within the task, is we've got three things, and you'll see them here actually on the top here. The month in which the task is due. So we're going to say this month, this one is due in January. The status, and you've got a number of statuses that you can choose from: not yet started, on hold, in progress, ongoing, and complete. So we're just going to say it's not yet started. And the priority. Again, you get a choice of priority. So for argument's sake, we're just going to say medium priority on this occasion. We can then actually put a little bit more detail if we wish on this task. So we might put, look at new ways to develop tasks. And this is where, in this first, when you actually write the task, it's just good to keep it fairly short and to the point, and you can put your detail down here. So it makes it very clear in terms of what is going on. So other things just to remember in terms of when you're completing a task, as we said here, assign a task to the person. Only obviously one person is responsible for every task. However, what you can do is you can assign someone as a follower. So that means they can see when anything changes around that task. You, if you assign the task, will automatically be a follower. But say, for instance, on this on this task here, I said I wanted Sharon to do it, and you'll see it starts to come in. So Sharon Morris will also be a follower on this particular task. So final thing obviously to remember in terms of that is to set a due date. So up the top here you'll see due date, and we're going to set a due date of the 25th of January. So pick a date that's obviously appropriate. Obviously those dates can be changed, but they will give you a good guide in terms of when that item needs to be completed. So we've done the main thing there, we've assigned the task, so you can read through this at your leisure. We've added a follower to the task. Now one of the things that often will go on here is you may assign the task to somebody else, and then they'll come back and have some questions about the task, or have sort of started doing some work on it. So under this create a new task, I might just put a note back saying all going well. And this will appear at the bottom of the task, and it's really all conversations regarding a particular task would occur there. So that's where we comment on a task. So that's where most communication actually occurs within this. I mean, if you want to know what a project is, realistically it's just your committee is a project. And this will mean year on year we can actually copy all the information forward. So after you've done this once, we can hopefully make your life even easier next year. So how do you use ASANA is probably the next step which people come across. You've sort of learnt the basics about putting a task in and how to do that. Really what you do here is you review your My Tasks list. And I'll just give you a brief sort of look at my particular tasks. And yours will probably look a little bit different here. But you can see here, we've got here completing a task has appeared in my new task list. And what I say here is follow the blue dot. Anything with a blue dot actually requires information for you to move forward on. So we've got here, when we go to the blue dot, we can mark this task for today, for upcoming, or for later. Now if it's got a date in here, so for instance here I'm going to give a demo to the actual advisory committee this Friday. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark that for upcoming, and that will actually drop down the list and will come up on the day as one of my tasks for that day. So these are all the new tasks will appear in the new task list. The other area which is really sort of key to keep in mind is in terms of your inbox. So with your inbox, this is where any notifications will pop up regarding tasks. Now I'm currently up to date, but think of this like your email inbox. Should someone comment on something, a task you've assigned them, and they may be requesting some more information, or a task may be completed, it'll actually show up there. Now I'm just going to pop back into my particular project we're talking about, which is ASANA for committees. So it's really important just to review that on a regular basis, just so you can see what tasks you've got coming up. And certainly you'll see there was a lot of tasks for me, but there's a lot, you won't have that sort of level of task within ASANA when you're using it. The other thing is at the end of all this is you finish your task and you want to complete your task. Pretty simple. We just go up to the left hand side, we go click, and there we are, it marks the task as complete. Now don't panic if you accidentally do mark a task as complete. There is a way to do that, and you'll see that further on. So again, check your inbox regularly, and remember, as I say, remember the blue dot. Anything that you see a blue dot, and I haven't got one here for you today, but there'll be a blue dot often here at my inbox if there was someone had made a comment back, or I had been assigned a project by anyone. Keep in mind there's a short 2-minute video you can watch, which is on this ASANA for Committees project, which you can view at any time. And also we'll build out this Q&A as we go. So as I said, what if I've accidentally completed a task? What do you do? And will all this information be saved? Yes, it will. And also, if you've got any other further questions when you start using this, then please just come in here and write a comment, I'll see this and I can actually follow up and give you an answer directly to you. And if it's good for everyone, I'll actually add it into this project here so it does extend. Obviously that's the basics of ASANA. If you're wanting some of the more advanced features, then please feel free to actually look through these items here that I've got down here in terms of advanced features. But at the end of the day, it's a tool to help you work better and communicate better within your teams. So if you've got any problems or any questions, please ask any member of the Mother's Day Classic Foundation team and we'd be more than happy to help you. Thanks very much.